Hi, my name is Matt Waller. I'm the chair of the Department of Supply Chain Management. This is lesson 1 of Introduction to Supply Chain Management. This particular lesson has 4 parts. This lesson is really an introduction to the course, and we talk about concepts like logistics and supply chain management and what they mean, as well as how supply chain management and logistics can be used to achieve competitive advantage. In fact, that is actually a theme of the entire course. This particular video will cover part 1 of lesson 1. There will be 4 videos, one for each part in this lesson. In part 1, we're going to do an introduction and overview and give an example of how a company used supply chain management for competitive advantage. And in particular, I'm going to use Walmart as an example. And then in part 2, we're going to talk about some basic concepts in logistics and supply chain management, the differences between them. We're going to talk about how economies of scale used to be one of the primary ways companies tried to get efficiencies, but now we're using process improvement and process redesign. We'll distinguish between those and also talk about the outsourcing of logistics activities. In part 3, we're going to talk more about competitive advantage through supply chain, and we're going to look at Martin Christopher's 4 R's, which are principles of supply chain competition. Martin Christopher is a professor at Cranfield University in the UK. And we'll also talk about how to measure reliability in a logistics process and what the meaning of safety stock is. Finally, in part 4, we're going to talk about how to calculate inventory turns and days of supply. We'll talk about why it's costly to hold inventory and the difference between inventory investment and inventory holding costs. Again, this lesson is really an introduction to the course and is about how supply chain management and logistics can be used to achieve competitive advantage for a firm. This lesson is important to you because many of the concepts and topics will be used throughout the entire course. These concepts will help you in your career, even if you don't go into logistics or supply chain management, because all functions of a firm interface with supply chain management. Understanding supply chain management can help you in sales, marketing, finance, accounting, information systems, and even other functional areas. The example I'm going to use to show how competitive advantage has been achieved through supply chain management comes from Walmart, especially in their early days. They really had an innovative network design strategy. This network design strategy required them putting stores close to distribution centers. And you'll see this in a moment. Many of Walmart's competitors would just put stores in locations that were good from a market perspective. But Walmart was very disciplined about putting stores close to distribution centers. So they wouldn't expand geographically until they could build another distribution center. This gave them something called economies of scope. And economies of scope just means, in this context, that as new stores are added to a distribution center, then the average cost of serving that store decreases. The reason for this is that there are fixed costs associated with the distribution center. So the more stores you serve out of them, the lower the cost it is per store. So early on, when Walmart was growing, they were very disciplined about this. When their competitors were putting stores all over the United States, they were focused in concentrated areas. This also gave them shorter lead times from the distribution center to the stores. The shorter lead times resulted in less safety stock being needed in the stores and fewer stockouts at the stores. Walmart tended not to locate in real big cities where the land is expensive. When you locate in more rural areas or smaller cities, land is less expensive. That makes the return on investment for the store higher. It also lowers transportation costs between the distribution center and the stores. And building additional stores is lower because you've developed some competency in the region amongst builders for building your stores so you can build them more quickly. There's some sort of economies of scale in developing stores that are close together. I'm now taking you to a website called flowingdata.com. And this map is a map of the United States, and it's going to show you the growth of Walmart stores and Sam's Clubs from 1962 till about 2010. I'll probably stop it before 2010. The blue dots you see come up on the screen will represent new stores that were opened. What I want you to pay particular attention to is, especially in the early years, how disciplined Walmart was in building stores close together. You'll see new clumps arise on the map, but then you'll see a whole bunch of stores near that clump, and it's because a distribution center was put in there. So we start in 1962, and it's currently 1967, and we're up to 3 stores. 1970, and we're up to 15 stores. You can see they're adding stores more quickly. I think they're getting some economies of scale in their development of stores. We're at 1976, and we're at 120 stores. We're at 1979, and we're at 230 stores. You'll start seeing some clumps develop on the West Coast in a little bit. You'll see just 1 or 2, and then others will pop up. Same with the North. Oh, there's one just popped up. And same with the East. Okay, a few just popped up out here, and now you can see them in California just popping up like crazy on the West Coast. And same with the North and the East Coast. And that's where some new distribution centers have been put in. Currently, we're at the year 2000, and we're over 300 stores now. That is the end of part 1. Thank you.